back with Tim Steves and his new album that you're all going to get because we want to support the comics and also because it's very funny and it's on CD. I love having a CD version.
You should get a hard copy.
Hard copy, and of course download on iTunes or Google Play. Robert Beckham, brand new to the business, doing out there shaking it down. Shakes, that's what we call it. And Laverne Mornan, who I love to promote, who photographs comics out of her love for comedy, Back of the Room Photography, backoftheroom.ca, vivid photographs, and you interview them for Brant Community Paper.
Yeah, or myself.
And yourself. And what
I'm on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, you're here now, so we'll talk about if you're on that list or not.
Yeah,
okay. So this might trump my interview. I'm not sure, but
what do you find most fascinating, Laverne, like interviewing comics from your perspective, from not being a comic, and what's the single most fascinating thing you found about comics?
They work. It's a job.
It's a job.
It's an industry. There's a lot of writing. You know this.
Yeah, that's funny. That's the first thing my wife noticed when we got together.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, that she said, geez, well, the analogy she made was for every minute on stage is 5 minutes off stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's,
So
if not more.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So if you go and do 45 minutes at the club, it takes a few hours to prep for that. Really, like you're really working hard.
Right.
And trying to get new minutes in there and stuff.
And to write it, Laverne.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, that's
the number one thing.
That's the one thing that if I interview Robert Beckham, then I can say, oh, okay, well, you're an amateur and you've got a lot to learn, right? And I get that. I'll feel that from the interview. If I'm interviewing Ron James, I can't pay attention fast enough to what that man says because he's brilliant. But it's a job. You guys work up on stage. That's the one. That's the thing that I hear with interviews. Is it's not just grab a microphone. My family says I'm funny, so I'll go and do this.
Right.
And try and make
Good
a thing
point.
out of it. It's, you don't. That's not comedy.
No.
That's completely amateur. But for the pros, they sit and they think and they structure each sentence with should I use a or the?
So
right?
true. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a structure to it. There's the behavior. There's just so much involved in the pro comedians.
Watching Wilmot in Halifax last week was just such a treat. I don't get to see my
Really?
I don't get to see him very often. And I saw him for about a half an hour, and he strung together so many monster laughs. It was just remarkable. And it's like it looks like he's just a man on the loose up there. But it's so perfectly, calculatingly, he's sticking every landing. Every phrase has been polished to a fine shine, you know.
Absolutely.
Robert?
About Wilmot, we saw him at the Sanderson Center a few months ago. And I've never seen a comic use the C word as much as he did and have nobody walk out.
Oh yeah, he can get away with anything.
He does the nasty show just for laughs.
He's awesome.
He is a treat to watch, and you know it's funny, Tim. It's funny you brought him up because just last week I had Minnie Holmes, Johnny Guardhouse, and Ian Sirota, and I asked who their favorite. Right? Wasn't that a great show with those three?
Yeah.
They're a hoot. And their favorite comics, when you ask comics, they say Mike Wilmot, you know?
Well, Mikey's just amazing.
He's a good guy, yeah.
Well, and Mike's stuff is so honest. There's no pretension there. It's this. These are true things he's saying. You know, it's just killer.
So Mike has been around for many years, and he, I remember interviewing him at JFL last year, and I said, what do you think of older comics who say, you know, it's not an old man's business, all the young guys are getting work? He goes, F them.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're good, you get the work.
Absolutely.
That's right. If you can't keep up with the times, get out of the parade.
Yes.
You know, like guys are
keep up with the times?
Guys are bitching about not being able to get laughs at colleges because the kids are too PC. Well, guess what? Those are the kids. That's your audience. Go figure out a way to make them laugh, or shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Don't fucking complain that your audience is the problem. That's not you can never do that.
Yes.
It's on you.
Don't turn on the audience.
You can't say, oh, I'm amazing, but my audience is behind the times.
Yes.
No,
No
you're
way.
fucking behind the times.
That's a good point.
It's about the audience.
It is, and it's like, look, this is your challenge. It's like Star Trek. The prime directive is go get fucking laughs.
Yes.
And if you can't do it, you can't do it, then shut her down.
Robert?
That's what the best one I've heard was Steve Martin.
Yes.
And when he was talking on an interview about comedians would ask him when he was doing stand-up, what do I need to make it? And he says, be so funny they can't ignore you.
Yes.
Right.
Get laughs.
Sure. Just
Do what it takes to get the.
if you can pull giant laughs,
Yes.
then no one can really deny you what you're doing.
That's right.
That's what you're here to do.
That's right.
Right.
And you have to conform, like Laverne, you nailed it. It's about the audience.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to kind of.
It's cyclical. I mean, I remember me and Mike Wilmot got banned from Carleton University in 1991 because there was a PC sweep going through the campuses, right? And Mike had a couple of bits that were edgy, and mine, I had a real innocent. I talked about this last time I was on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's cyclical, and now it seems to be coming around again that the kids don't want to hear your misogynistic horse shit.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, or your whatever's offending them, just do
Drop it?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think you have to drop it. I think you have to do your stuff in such a way that works. You know,
Yes.
make it work.
Yeah.
So, find a way to make it work.
Rob, were you
I was talking to Jason Rouse
Right.
a couple weeks
Oh
ago
my
after
gosh.
a show.
Right.
And he
Love
told me all the
Rouse.
places he's been banned from.
Yeah,
Sure.
he pulls
Well,
no
of course.
punches.
Wow!
It's-
Because I said
yeah.
I'm doing hecklers when I go out west in Victoria. I'm going to do a night at hecklers. They
Yeah.
got me in there, and he says, "Oh, I've been banned from there."
Well, he's a maniac. Like I like you
maniac's
keep
a good word,
you
yeah.
keep an eye on that guy. He's a monster, man. I like he's on a given night he's in Germany opening for Anthrax, right? Like, and I don't mean the band. I mean the Anthrax, just real Anthrax.
Tim Steves, you're killing me. Laverne, what do you want to say before we go to break? You were going to say something there. Maybe not so much.
No, not so much. I'm just enjoying myself.
Are you?
I'm really grateful to be here and just have this experience.
I know. I'm a fan of comedy too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just do it because I just want to be around comics as much as possible. Because that's why we gotta watch live comedy. Because what you get out of it, you know, I use it as a treatment.
It's an
for
experience
illness. Yes.
for you as an audience member to go and have memories and see people like Tim Steves. And
Yeah.
do a search on Google.
It used to be
see
like-
who you like.
Yes.
Go to the show. Because
Yes.
the bigger the audience, whether it's a free or paid show,
Yes.
the bigger the audience, the more fun everybody's going to have.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. You have a room
It's like
with
a party.
6 people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House
You've got
party.
a room with 6 people in it. It's difficult for the comedians, which are amateurs,
Yeah.
to connect with that audience because they're not skilled enough to be able to see drooping shoulders, not paying attention, blue faces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
you need that.
Yeah, that's when I feel when I turned a corner with comedy. Is when I got up there and it was like just talking to people at home
Yes.
and not do the whole
Yes.
and
Yeah,
all that
conversational.
stupid segues,
Yeah.
And it's just like you're talking in your living
That
room.
comes with a lot of stage time, right, Tim?
Sure.
Yeah,
You gotta
getting on the stage.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
got to get experience and get up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get up a ton of times. All these people we've been talking about, and myself included, we've all been up, 5,000 to 10,000 times.
Yeah, and you can
Wow.
tell.
Yeah.
I know.
I got you
when
beat. I got way more pictures than you do.
Yeah. We're going to talk more with our panel. Tim Steves, of course, his release of his new album, and he's a writer of the Rick Mercer Report.
You bet.
Wins awards all the time. Canadian Screen Awards. Holy cow. Laverne Mornin and Robert Beckham coming up next on Inside Jokes. Talk Radio AM 640.